he kind of got third by default, actually.
Why the dude had to go to him?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's go.
He's, clearly he's
He made it. He
homosexual.
made it into the third round, into a final round, semifinals or whatever.
Yeah, buddy.
We have in the top right corner, yeah, the green Zerg, Captain Kirk, and in the bottom left corner we have the red Terran, Phreon. Great name. That's the stuff you put in your air conditioner.
Is it? Is that where the name
Yeah.
came from?
Yeah, but I think it's spelled with an F actually. The Phreon.
Excellent. Well, now we know the background story. That's where the metagame started. We're gonna go ahead and start the first game of the second round on Cloud Kingdom, another two-player map. Now, last game we started off on Ohana, a two-player map. We're gonna go ahead and do the next game on Cloud Kingdom, and the next games after that are actually four-player maps. So if it makes sense, we start off on two-player maps and kind of expand into the bigger and bigger maps as people progress into the later and later rounds. So do you think we're gonna see a macro-oriented Terran, or
I hope so, man. I really hope this goes into late game. I love to see PvZ late game.
Yeah, PvZ late game seems really difficult, to be honest, on
It's
Terran's
extremely
part.
difficult for Terran. Like,
Yeah.
you really can't like get there, but if you do, it's gonna be a hard time for you.
So we are
Let
getting.
the Zerg macro, you're gonna have a bad time.
So in chat, someone is remarking about the overlay being annoying. So let's go ahead and just take that out and see how people like that. If they like that better, we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and keep my eye on chat and see if you guys enjoy that better. But yeah, definitely all your input is definitely valuable, and we definitely enjoy getting criticism. Alright, so we have the standard Spaniard Overlord. Looks like he's moving over to the third for Captain Kirk, and I bet at just about 6 or 7 minutes he's going to poke into the main and see what he can see as the tech route. Do you think we're going to see a 1-1-1 style opening with an expansion?
I don't think we're gonna see 1-1-1. I feel he only has one gas, so that definitely isn't a 1-1-1. He should be getting two gas if he's gonna go for 1-1. Probably gonna go for a reactor Hellion expansion. Which most Terrans are shying away from now with that new Queen range. Queen range is just so strong right now.
Yeah, that queen range. It's a pretty huge buff for like a unit that you make every single game and you make consistently as your bases and as your army expands and gets larger and larger. So yeah, it was actually definitely it was a huge. Personally, when I look at the buff, I honestly don't think it's much of a big deal, but
it's a huge deal, man. For TVZ, man, it's definitely a huge deal. Terran really relies on that early pressure they can put on with those few little Hellions. It would have been different if they would have like upped the range to 4, but since it's 5, you can't really kite the queens anymore.
So we are seeing a reactor coming out really fast for Phreon, and do you think Phreon's going to go ahead and switch up the factory, and we're going to see some Hellion harassment?
Definitely going to see a switch up real quick, a hot swap. And he's probably going to put now taking his expansion.
Ooh, nice,
very
nice.
Tech lab on this barracks, actually.
Excellent. We are seeing this command center really fast, which makes me really excited that we're going to see either a long game or we're going to see a battle between harassment styles.
Oh, definitely. The thing about this map for TVZ is usually when you get a natural, you want to wall off, like a supply wall. This map has a really narrow choke, so it's great for that, and the siege tanks just obliterate anything that's coming through it.
Now we saw a huge scan from Phreon, and it went directly on top of this Baneling nest in his main, and I wonder if Phreon's going to be more than ready to deal with this kind of composition that Zergy has the capabilities of pushing out.
Oh, I'm sure he will. This is a pretty standard Baneling nest. For the level of play, at least, it is trying to play safe, get those Banelings out, maybe get 3 at the natural, just in case something really sneaky comes up, like 3 Marines and like a lot of SUVs or something. Just preparing for an all-in that you could see, just in case.
Nice, and the Hellions are moving across the map just about halfway. It does look like Captain Kirk has both of the towers, which is excellent.
That was a great position.
He is going to lose. Yeah, he is going to lose one tower without without Captain Kirk barely noticing it until he does notice a big blop on his mini map goes ahead and disappears. It looks like Phreon is checking on the third, doesn't see anything. I wonder if this is putting up some red flags that maybe some kind of two-base roach could be in the future.
I think seeing that Baneling nest is definitely ruling out Roach right now.
Yeah.
Especially since, and we know that he's not going Roach because he doesn't have these 4 gases. If he's going Roach Baneling, you need all your gases filling.
Right on. Right on.
But if he does go Roach Baneling, that's a very hard thing to stop.
This is a pretty interesting placement for the spine crawler. I could imagine these Hellions just running through the natural and jumping into the main and putting in some hurt. We are seeing the layer on its way.
Even if he just gets behind this mineral line, this spine crawler isn't going to reach. That's actually a very bad spot for that spine crawler. Mainly want it in this choke. Like, you can put 2 Evos and 2 spine crawlers, and it's a pretty nice wall with a queen on hold position. Really sexy.
Excellent. There's no way Zergy McFerguson is going to get supply blocked. He is ready for the Vikings to go ahead and come and show themselves. But I don't think we're seeing a Stargate. We're not seeing, I mean, a starport. We're not seeing a starport on the map. We may see some. We may see some bio. I mean, we may see some. Yeah, there's the starport going down. We may see some. May see some factory units coming out as this tech lab is on its way. Or do you think we're going to see a transition into Hellion harassment?
Oh no, man, we're gonna definitely see a late game comp coming out, which is gonna be Marine tank, and that should pretty much like defend him well. Captain Kirk making a lot of banelings he really doesn't need.
I'm actually worried that these Hellions are gonna try to run in, and that they're gonna meet these banelings, and I think that's gonna be the least cost-effective way for these banelings to use their little lives.
And he's gonna kite him. Ooh, these could be bad. These could be free banelings for him, man. There goes a couple of them right there.
No, can these banelings run away? A few banelings cutting off to try and save the other pack.
But the link's coming definitely this one time. But did get a good amount of free banelings here. This is going to be a way weaker push that we see coming out, especially since mainly these banelings are mainly in the red.
Well, do you think Captain Kirk wants to be the aggressor? I feel like
moving these banelings out, I definitely feel like he wants to put on some pressure here.
That makes sense. Excellent.
Especially since he made so much. I don't think that bringing those banelings around there was the smartest idea. Lynx could have cleaned that up way easier, way more cost effective. And he just popped out a ton of Lynx. Man.
Yeah, that's a lot of Lynx right there.
His second is really undersaturated, but his main is oversaturated. This is not the spot you want to be in. You want to just transfer a few of these drones, man.
We are seeing... Oh, I'm sorry.
We're seeing the Spire, yeah. But the thing about him getting the Spire right now, he's floating some gas, which you can, like, you're only going to make 5 Mulas, though. And then if he pushes, kills those Mulas, pushes, you're going to be out of luck because you just spent all your gas on Mulas and not Banelings.
We are seeing centrifugal hooks on the way. That's going to go ahead and make the banelings a little more scarier. So I think Captain Kirk is in the mood for some banelings, but it's going to be too late for these banelings to put in the hurt.
Definitely. Just going to be an easy bug for a remake. Now that he has this siege tank up, it's going to be very hard to get really that many banelings up. Once you get another siege tank out, his 2 siege tanks will take out banelings so fast. This might be a really strong run by.
A lot of Marines clumped up, gonna put in a lot of DPS against these things.
Just needs to bring those Marines in. Definitely just needs to bring those Marines in. I would have loved him to see that run by come by, surround those Banelings, surround those Marines, and then bring the Banelings in. But this is just gonna be a single file line of destruction, like nothing's gonna touch him.
Yeah, those Zerglings went in, got pulverized, and then the Banelings went ahead and waited a few seconds, and then went ahead to join the party. And unfortunately, separately, they weren't able to do very much. They weren't able to do too much damage.
Yeah, definitely. And now he's popping out Mulus right now, which is going to be the wrong thing to do right now. Right now, you want to get those Banelings because you're gonna have to defend this push that's coming.
I really want to see a third coming from Captain Kirk, but I'm not sure if we're gonna see a third.
He can't take it. He's gonna. Why? Why is he putting a gas right here? He's gonna try and take a third. Well, even if he's not really right now, but if he tries to take a third, this push is coming. Like, he's floating a lot of minerals, but this push is just gonna destroy the third no matter what.
Yeah, he is on two bases. Might want to see a macro hatch at some point, but I think really the power of going this Baneling Zergling isn't to go ahead and try to bust this wall that Terran is going to make for his natural. I think you want to go ahead and stay on open ground and wait for the Terran to move out.
Yeah, definitely. A Baneling Zergling build, unless you're investing so much off a 2 base to go all in, is really a defensive style. It's not going to be that. The only thing you're going to be aggressive with really is run buys in the mid game. And then once you get these mutas out, 3 mutas are out, but there's so many Marines just waiting here. These mutas aren't going to do any damage. And Captain Kirk, I feel, is in a lot of trouble right now. Put up so many spines in his natural. I don't know why. Really weird play right now. I feel like we're gonna see a GG soon, definitely.
Now all these Marines could go down to some Banelings.
Banelings are coming in.
And the Banelings so much damage.
Yeah, that was awful.
And these things are going to engulf the tanks.
Wasn't paying attention at all.
Now Terran does have a little army at home. He does have a little pack of Marines, but as we just saw, those just a pack of Banelings can go
ahead. But he does
and,
have enough to defend this, dude. Yeah.
Can go ahead and take him out so fast.
If he had any more Banelings left, this probably would have been GG for him. That just shows how much you have to be watching your army as Terran. Terran is very intensive on micro, especially in this matchup. You can't let your army just sit still too long. You will lose it. They're just so fragile.
So it does look like we're seeing a 2-base versus 2-base. The 3rd base is going up, and the mules are down for Mr. Phreon. I want to see this 3rd go down for Captain Kirk, and there it is. The Ghost Hatchery is on the way, and right now everyone's tucked away in their own base, and I think we're going to go ahead and see just a little moment of silence as both players try to get the composition they think is going to be ideal and give them the advantage.
Phreon pushing out with another push. I would love to see him get another factor, definitely in this position in this point in time. Getting that 3rd up, definitely want to lose this tech lab off of this Rax and put a reactor on it instead. Also, for getting combat shield, that's a big deal right now. Especially since I believe they're even in upgrades, but +1/+1 is coming out for Captain Kirk.
I wonder if Phreon's... Oh, I'm sorry.
+1 is done for Phreon, but giving that extra 10 help is very vital. Go ahead.
This is gonna be kind of tricky. It looks like these Marines aren't gonna have too much trouble with these Banelings. They do have Banelings coming in out of nowhere. So much gore going down.
There's still some... no, never mind.
There are a few units in these medevacs, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It did look like he wanted to do some prong harassment with these medevacs, but it looks like he's just gonna go ahead and run away with the units that he can salvage. I think Terran's army is just